Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Today I'm sitting down with Scott Girard from the Fitchburg Star. Scott, how are you doing this morning?
Doing very well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. We're here. It's Friday. Can't complain.
Absolutely. It's tough to complain on a Friday, and the sun's still out for now, at least.
Yes, for now. Hopefully it stays there. Well, knock on wood, it stays for the weekend and through the rest of today. So you're here today to talk about the council recap that happened 2 Tuesdays ago at this point, or last Tuesday, sorry. And we're going to kind of get a recap on what happened there. So first we're going to start with what went on at the Seminole Highway Path.
Yeah, so the council approved a bid for construction of a path that will connect the Capital City State Trail and Cannonball Path, and that'll go along the east side of Seminole Highway. So a path was something that was discussed last year as well, but they weren't happy with the bids that came through, and so sent out bids again this year and had budgeted about $250,000 for the project and actually got a bid for around $227,000. So it's always good for the city to see bids coming in below their engineering estimates and cost estimates because it gives a little more flexibility for the budget. And so they were pretty happy with that. It was a little interesting. The Board of Public Works had voted 3-1 against approving the bids. And Dan Barr, who is one of the council members of that board, was reporting back to the council and said the three members who voted against just are consistently opposed to the trail and don't feel it's necessary. So they voted against the project kind of on those grounds. So he supported the project as well as Alder Tom Clowder, who's also on that board. After kind of some discussion around that, the Public Works Director, Lisa Coleman, mentions that, contractors generally have the expectation that if they put together a bid and it's within the city's budget, that the city is going to approve it, and that not approving it in those situations risks having fewer bids in the future. So that was just kind of an interesting comment about the bidding process and kind of when committees weigh in and things like that. But it ended up passing with strong approval from the council to have that path in there. A few alders mentioned it will hopefully improve safety for bikers and walkers in that area. Seminole Highway, cars are going fast and transitioning between speed limits, so that path will soon be under construction.
Awesome. Well, that sounds good. It sounds like a little bit of discussion there, but all in all, probably a good thing to have for safety out there on Seminole Highway. All right, next we're going to talk Northfish Hatchery out there. You got some construction update for that area.
Yeah, so, if anyone hasn't heard, Northfish Hatchery is going to be under construction. It's going to start late this year, and the bulk of the work will be through 2020. There's plans right now that it'll be down to one lane in each direction, so certainly some traveling challenges there. And one of the things, the city certainly has experience with major road construction projects given the last few years of Verona Road. And so one of the things they've been looking at doing is creating sort of business marketing operation similar to what's grown up in the Verona Road area called the Verona Road Business Coalition. And so Tuesday, the council approved a contract for $75,000 with the same person who has created the Verona Road Business Coalition, Cindy Yagi. And so basically it'll be similar services, outreach, getting businesses together to come up with ideas for whether it's events or just ways to still attract customers through road construction. That's always a major concern, especially with such a significant corridor that has so many businesses up and down, is making sure they don't lose too many customers because of the construction. And so really that's what this group focuses on. No one on Tuesday was opposed to the project itself, but there was quite a bit of discussion really, again, about the roles of committees in this. Dan Barr initially, again from Public Works, initially suggested postponing the vote on the contract to the next meeting, April 9th, because he said the Board of Public Works at their last meeting had some questions about it, and no one was there to present. And he kind of was just saying it's important to consider with $75,000 how that number was arrived at and what goes into that. And he made clear he wasn't against the project. The discussion kind of went around and around, people talking about the importance of the project and what the city had already done to control costs on it, things like that. So it looked like it was probably not going to be postponed anyway. But what the agreement ended up being was they approved it on Tuesday with the understanding that either Cindy or someone from the city, like Mike Zimmerman, will go to an upcoming Board of Public Works meeting to try to answer the committee members' questions on the contract. But it was approved so that she could start. The contract was actually backdated to January 1st of this year, so it was approved so that she can start being paid and continue with the work she's been doing to get those businesses together, because this year there's a lot of construction planning going on.
Definitely. So. Well, we've had our fair share of work with Cindy here with Fact TV, and she's great. So I'm hoping this really helps the Northfish Hatchery project keep going smooth, and all the businesses, still have customers and everything. So I think that's a really good choice. So it's awesome to hear.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what sorts of things they come up with compared to Verona Road.
Definitely. Yeah. Since both projects are still going on. So there's a lot there for Cindy. All right. You say you got a couple more things that happened here at the council meeting?
Yeah, there were just some other approvals that happened, and these didn't involve much discussion, but are certainly significant. A rezoning for a new daycare off Nesbitt Road, right next door to the Pancake Cafe building. Okay. So that rezone happened. So that, and then a multifamily workforce housing development in the Orchard Point area that was also approved, and that was the specific implementation plan. So that should be coming online pretty soon, I think, or under construction pretty soon, I should say, not coming online. And then a TID agreement, tax increment financing district agreement, with Promega for a new facility. And there's still some details to be worked out on some of the public improvements that will go along with that. Okay. But the city's it approved basically up to $13.8 million in tax increment financing assistance for Promega and building a new facility off of Seminole Highway in that area.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a jam-packed council this time, and lots of things getting approved and discussed, which is what we need. Just keep moving forward, right? So, well, yeah. If that's about it, we're going to take a quick break. Scott, thank you very much for coming on, and we'll talk to you actually on Monday with an election preview as well. So you get to see Scott again here next week. All right, you stay right there.
All your lucky listeners.
All right, thanks, Scott. All right, we'll be right back. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.